Hello everybody and welcome to the channel. It's Paulie, Esther here, and I want to thank you all for coming to my tinfoil talk. We're going to have some tinfoil talk here today. I don't know if any of it's going to mean anything or make any sense, but we're going to look at some obscure clues, and we're going to see if we can make heads or tails of it, alright? Here we go. But first, this video is brought to you by Raid Shadow Legends! No, actually it's not, because after 9 days they just stopped emailing me back, so you snooze, you lose. Back to the video. Okay, so Dead by Daylight on their Twitter, they put up a link to this website called Padlet, where they decided to share some of their work from home photos. And we see this first column here is entitled Our New Assistants. We have the boss, and to everyone their own chair, and Roxy and Cooper, a love story. What a cute pupper. Whoa, he's badass. It's all in the eyes. Ooh. And Spotty can run the fashion alley. Oh, look at the little sweatshirt. That's so cute. And then the second section here says desk setups at home. Guess their favorite colors, tips. It's everywhere. So they're sharing some of their home setups. So this is a dev who streams. You can see the webcam here. I'm not gonna like say whose is whose if I know. Here's another one. The neon lights help to create the mood. Temporary solution for a standing desk. So this is all, everything is elevated, propped up on books and boxes to create your at-home standing desk. Notice the screens are blacked out. And then we have this one that doesn't have a caption, which I believe King is making a video on. We'll come back to that in a second. And what does this say? The chair, something about nice chair. Again, the screens are all whited out or blacked out. They don't want to give out any info. And then this third one says nice mug. So they're showing their mugs from home. So we have like this nice hot cocoa with all these marshmallows in it. Bye-bye's you. Here's a Triforce mug. Tiger mug. Tiger King is the new chapter. Hey, all you cool cats and kittens. It's Carol Baskin, the new killer here. Maury is to feed you to my tigers. Count Dracula mug. Looks like another hot chocolate, I guess. And here's a Tentacle mug. Penguin mug. I like this one here, this adventure mug. But above this, you see, what does physical distancing look like? And you have 4 bear traps in between the 2 people. I love that one. That is amazing. And just a normal French mug. And then, let's see, the next column is they're showing their breakfast and snacks. So this was an oatmeal. What does this one say? The hot sauce is important. Didn't notice it had that caption before. Look at this. It's a frowny face with eyes of hot sauce. It's a clue. This is the killer's portrait right here, you guys. Oh, and this hot mess. That's one of those, Or Dunn? I don't know. I forget the name of that fancy pottery maker person. Fruits and yogurt and oatmeal. That does look yummy. Look at that. Looks tasty. Nicely done. This one looks like fancy restaurant style. That looks really good. And then finally we have this team meeting under construction with Patricia. And then it just says more photos will be added. Okay, so I convinced myself that there's a clue in here somewhere. Because if you remember back, so we had Kate in that summer barbecue. She had that free spirit top, which was like a clue to the spirit chapter coming. And also on their Instagram, they had this photo that went over everybody's head where they had like a passport. Photo of a passport and a ticket of someone going to Japan, and it turned out that that was supposed to be Adam Francis' passport and was supposed to be a huge clue to the spirit chapter, and nobody caught on to it. So I'm convinced there is a clue in here somewhere. First of all, I was like, hey, look at this. We got 2. Okay, we're gonna go crazy, remember. Just remember, you gotta go down the crazy path with me on this one. I was like, look at this. We got 2 cups here with marshmallows overflowing. You know what marshmallows do? They float. You'll float too. You'll float too. Pennywise confirmed. I don't know. The one thing I did notice, and I left this for King because this is kind of his baby, is this setup here with no caption has the teacher files here on the left-hand side. And these teacher files have been in the game since 2016. We don't know what they mean, but we do know they mean something because King interviewed Mathieu Cote at New York City Comic-Con. And he said, will we ever see the teacher files used? Matthew said something like, yes, there's something to do with them. So again, they're putting them in there here on purpose for us to see, to know, hey guys, you still haven't solved this riddle, whatever these things mean. So that's the trapple item for survivors. And then the power for the teacher killer was detention. And then there was a perk that was underperform. Never been able to make heads or tails of this. I looked at these Pax Badges too. So these are the Pax Badges from the last 2 years hanging here. There's only a few people that I know of who work for Dead by Daylight who went to PAX the last 2 years. King and I ran through the possibilities. He tried to follow up with the devs and get some info. I'll have a link to his video, what he discovered or didn't discover based on that, so you can watch that. And then we have these biochemistry books here, which I was like, oh, that's an expensive... If that's a prop, that's an expensive prop. But I was thinking, biochemistry, does this relate to the alchemist? Because the alchemist withdrew the serum from the pustula flowers and created the hollow blight, and he altered the biochemistry of the killers by injecting them with it. So if that's not biochemistry, I don't know what is. And then we have this. This could mean nothing. This is just like a Funko Pop of a gelatinous cube from Dungeons and Dragons, which dissolves anything organic that it touches. It could mean nothing. None of all this stuff at the bottom might not mean anything. Might just be we need to focus on the stuff on the screen here. Again, watch King's video. I think this is an artist though, because somebody told me they think this is an art pad here, but I don't know of any artists who went to PAX, so it's all confusing. I'm gonna move on to my bit. Watch King's video and see what he comes up with. Let's go to my bit, which is concerning this photo here with the team meeting with Patricia and Jane. Okay, so this image in question here shows Patricia, who seems to be mimicking what Jane is doing here, painting a portrait. And my friend Luminious said, want to hear my bat guano crazy theory? And I said, always. And she said, why did they choose to show us this image? And more importantly, why is Jane drawing a red line underneath the eye of the subject on the canvas? And I was like, oh my god, mind blown, boom, Pennywise, what the heck, how is this a thing? And so we went to Twitter and I said, look at this. And then Philip for the art team, he says, keep going. I'm like, keep going? What do you mean? What does that mean, keep going? Keep going insane because of this crazy theory? Or are you telling me that there are other teases of other, I don't know, either more Pennywise or other subjects in these cosmetic banners? No, right? That can't be what he means. He just wants to see the level of madness I will sink into searching all of these art banners. And so I did, and then okay, so pareidolia is a thing that exists where the human brain is conditioned to look for faces and things, and that's why you see like, oh, the Virgin Mary is on my toast and stuff like that. But I did it anyway, and then I convinced myself that I saw a charging Pennywise in the headlight on the biker Jeff and Kate, and I convinced myself that I saw Pennywise's face in the fire barrel with the Surgeon of Slaughter, Doctor, and Gamer Convention Fung Min, and then I convinced myself that I saw Pennywise's face in the fireworks of the Hillbilly New Year's Eve thing, and I'm like, why am I doing this to myself? I'm gonna stop. So I just stopped looking at all of that, and I just looked back at this one photo and thought, is there any significance here? I really don't know, but it is very strange that Jane would choose to draw that line. Now, if you go back and look when this cosmetic came out, it was a year ago. So that means that this image is over a year old, and the cosmetic was sold a year ago. So who knows how long ago this art was prepared. So are you telling me, if you buy into the theory that this does mean something for Pennywise, are you telling me that they had the Pennywise deal over a year ago? I mean, even when they did that shenanigans where they all unfollowed and refollowed Stephen King. That was 9 months ago. So this was out even before that. So I'm hesitant to say that this is a clue because of its age, but it's very interesting. To me, I thought, wow, that's really crazy. It doesn't have anything to do with the Trapper, but I don't know. And then I thought to myself too, oh, look, a little red line under the eye. That could be Jason too on the hockey mask. However, I will say that when Jason has the marks on the hockey mask, they don't go all the way up to the eye like they do with Pennywise. But it's pretty crazy. And then somebody said, look at the other eye. I know it's supposed to be like a Picasso where it's cubist and everything, but the other eye looks like the shape of the 4 in the 4th anniversary. And I'm like, no way. There's no way they planned all this far ahead in advance. Right? I don't know. Am I crazy? I mean, I know I'm crazy, but are you crazy with me, I guess is what I'm saying. Just to continue the topic of this pareidolia effect. At 3 more instances tonight, some people said that in this 4th anniversary image with the skull oozing, you look deeply into this eye socket, you can see Pennywise in there. So I'm showing it here to you. You see what you see. And then, Bridget told me that you can see the reflection of the killer in Patricia's glasses here, reflecting what she's doing on her art that she's painting, that you can see the killer image in the corner of the glasses. So here's that. And then also from the 4th anniversary, this bottom right hand corner, a lot of people have told me that they have seen a face, and somebody even matched it up with Tony Todd as Candyman with his mouth open and the bees coming out, turned it into this little animation. I'll show you that. So you can see your mind can play tricks on you sometimes. Some of you are probably like, oh my god, I see it. And some of you are probably like, what the heck is he talking about? So there's that. King and I have a bet going again. I gave him Pennywise because he wanted Pennywise, even though I do think it's Pennywise. And I took Jason instead. And if you watch Slash and Cast's video yesterday, they talked about how Jason could be a real possibility to sign a deal with Sean Cunningham in Dead by Daylight. That we just need to not talk about Pamela and not talk about a boy who drowned. And they're in the clear because those are the elements that Victor Miller owns. I thought even Camp Crystal Lake would be connected to him because I couldn't figure out why they got that board game made that had Camp Crystal Lake's name on it. But apparently Camp Crystal Lake is not part of Victor Miller's ownership, and anybody can use that. Well, not anybody, but Sean Cunningham Group can use that. So Jason's possible. Oh, and one other thing about this Friday the 13th theory. So my belief is that the devs are holding on to everything until the May 26th stream, which also happens to be 3 years to the day that the Friday the 13th game came out. Now, what if the Friday the 13th game had some kind of exclusivity deal with Horror Inc. and Sean Cunningham that lasted 3 years and it ends on that day, and that's why they have this day where they're going to do the reveal? Could be purely coincidental, but wouldn't that be something? And when I first asked Larry Zerner, who is a copyright lawyer in Hollywood, and he's been following this Jason Friday the 13th lawsuit very closely. He also happens to have played Shelley in Friday the 13th Part 3 as the boy who gave Jason the hockey mask in the first place. I first asked him, I said, is there a fart's chance in a windstorm that this killer who's being released could be Jason? And he just flat out said no. But then as people started tagging him in my video and asking him, he kind of backed it up a little bit. And I was really surprised where he said, well, we won't have long to wait to find out. When I was thinking, well, how come he's not dashing all these other people's dreams? And he's just dashing my dreams about Jason. So that made me very curious why he would backpedal. And I guess maybe he kind of looked at it and said, they could possibly do it as long as they keep all of Victor Miller's ownership parts out of it. So I still think that Jason and Pennywise are the two strongest theories. There are definitely some other ones that are being slept on, like Hellraiser, Alien, those kind of things. But to me, these are the two front runners in my book. I'm still leaning towards Pennywise just because of the legal issues for Jason. But like Larry Zerner said, we won't have long to find out. All right, that's my little newsy update for you today. What do you think? Am I off my rocker that this piece of art is over a year old and I'm putting significance on it? Or do you think it is significant because they shared it with us? Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching, everybody. Take care of each other in and out of the fog, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.